If you're still renting, you're going to want to watch this video today. I'm Jess Cassidy with Cherry Point Real Estate, brokered by eXp Realty, and I'm a realtor in Newport, North Carolina. And today we're going to be talking about renting versus buying. There are a few things to take into consideration when deciding if renting versus buying is right for you. Let's talk about some pros and cons for renting versus buying. Renting can be a great idea for some people. For example, if you're only going to be in the area for a short amount of time, usually about 2 years or less, then renting may be the best choice for you. If you are currently working on your credit and maybe are not in the credit range that either you can qualify to buy a home with or cannot qualify for the price of the home that you would want, then maybe renting is the best choice while you work on your credit. Maybe you are new to the area and are still exploring to see exactly where you want to buy a home. Then renting may be right for you at this time. Something important to keep in mind when renting: you are building a landlord's wealth and not contributing to your financial wealth. You are paying their mortgage for them. While renting, your monthly rent is likely to increase yearly, unlike a 30-year or 15-year fixed mortgage. Some fees that come with renting typically are a security deposit, first month's rent, and sometimes a pet deposit. There are fees that are associated with buying a home as well. Depending on what type of loan you use, you may have a down payment that you need to pay. You may have some inspections that you'll want to do before you buy the home. You'll likely have closing costs that are required unless the seller's offering credit or you have a specialty loan. Sometimes rent can typically be higher than a mortgage payment. One of the upsides to renting is that typically if something breaks or needs servicing, then the landlord is responsible for repairing it. Be sure to check your lease agreement to make sure you understand what you are responsible for and what the landlord is responsible for. When you own a home, you're responsible for the regular maintenance and when anything needs to be repaired or replaced. A home warranty could be something that may help with the cost of some of these repairs of the homeowner. When buying a home, you are building equity in your home. As you build your equity in your home, you have an opportunity to get money from the equity of your home at some point in the future. As you make payments on your home, you are paying off the loan and can own the home free and clear when it's all paid off. When you rent a home, you may not be able to change much of the home's looks, either cosmetic or structural. Sometimes you cannot even do much landscaping. Renters often feel like a home that they are renting is not really their home. When you own a home, you can paint your home any colors you want and as often as you like on the inside. If you live in an area with an HOA, you may be limited in colors on the outside. If you want to knock out walls or build a sunroom or a pool, new floors, or even a second story, you can do these things when you own a home. Again, when you are renting, you are limited to the changes you can make to the home. Another thing to consider is pets. When you rent, sometimes it can be very difficult to find landlords or property management companies that allow pets, let alone multiple pets. If they do allow pets, they usually have a very steep pet deposit per pet. If you want to have bunnies, horses, chickens, etc., you may not be able to rent a home. Typically, when you own a home, you can have as many pets as you want, as long as you do not violate neighborhood covenants, city ordinances, or HOAs. When it comes to buying a home, there is also a great tax deduction you get to claim on your taxes each year that is really great. Let's talk about some prices. Here, I have looked up our average 1,600 square foot home and compared the cost of renting versus buying over 5 years. Rent would typically be about $2,000, buy is $1,800. Now, with this, usually it will include on the buy side taxes and insurance, so there can be different variables that can adjust this price. So we're going to be looking at over a 5-year period. Now, with the renting, $2,000 a month over a 5-year period comes to $120,000. Buying, if your mortgage payment is $1,800 over 5 years, that's $108,000. So after 5 years, you have either paid your landlord $120,000 or you have paid $108,000 towards your mortgage. If you own your home, then you have just added equity into your home. As you can see in this example, sometimes it's cheaper to buy than to rent. Something else to consider again is that the $120,000 you just paid to your landlord helped pay his mortgage or her mortgage, and you will never see that money again. At the time of this video is being made, there are more homes on the market for sale than there are for rent, which is driving rental prices and demand up. As you can see, now is a great time to buy in our area. So today, we have talked about the pros and the cons of renting versus buying a home. Your next question may be, if it's such a great time to buy a home, how do I get started? Maybe you have never bought a home before. Well, we have a solution for you. Below this video, we have a 90 Days to Homeowner Challenge just for you. This is an email course over the next 13 weeks that will explain the entire buying process and includes a workbook. So if you are thinking about buying or just curious of what that process looks like, sign up for the 90 Days to Homeowner Challenge in the description. Thank you so much for joining me today. New videos every week, so be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave us a great comment. We'll see you next time.